Hi folks, this is all the fruit. I'm in Heidelberg in Germany, and here is a Loquat, Eriobotrya japonica in, well, not yet in full bloom, but starting to bloom. So as you can see, it's autumn. We are in the middle of November. Here, by the way, the famous Heidelberg Castle and the old bridge of Heidelberg. Well, most trees are losing their leaves or have already lost their leaves. All the fruit in this park are gone. Basically all the fruit in the countryside and in the gardens are already gone. Well, it's mid-November after all, and the loquat is just starting to flower. Why is that so? Well, I don't know why they do it, I just know it's a big problem. Loquats, well, they come from China and Japan, probably originate in China, but most probably in milder areas than Germany. As you can see here, this plant, which was planted as a tree, froze back 6 years ago during a very harsh winter and regrew as a shrub. Same thing with the neighboring loquat shrub. It was planted as a tree, froze back to the ground 6 years earlier and came back as a shrub. So yeah, they are not exactly 100% hardy in Germany. Well, in the area of Heidelberg, which is one of the mildest areas of Germany. And here, next to the river, which acts as an air conditioner, and next to the wall, which reflects sunlight, we have also a very mild microclimate. And still they froze back to the ground 6 years ago. But the fact that the wood freezes down to the ground every couple years is not the biggest problem for loquat cultivation. Biggest problem is those flowers in late autumn or even winter. Well, you can maybe imagine we'll get frosts in November and December most probably, and in normal years it kills off pretty much all the flowers. In spring you basically find some shriveled up black stuff hanging from the branches. And basically most loquat trees have fruit about every 10 years. There are actually two exceptions. One tree which has fruit every 2 years or so, and one which manages to have fruit basically every year. And those are trees which flower a bit earlier than the other ones. But this is one of the more normal ones, starting to flower in November, and probably it's going to continue flowering well into January if the flowers don't get killed off by a frost. So this is the main reason why it's very hard to cultivate loquat in Germany. Actually, this is also the main reason this loquat with giant fruit, which I discovered in Heidelberg, is doing so well in Germany. The owners told me that it's basically flowering in September and October instead of in winter, and then basically the unripe fruit are overwintering and ripening in spring, more or less in May. The loquat flowers are quite interesting. Well, loquat is in the rosaceae, it's an evergreen rosaceae species. And the smell of those leaves is amazing. They basically smell like bitter almonds. Yeah, like cyanide. Pretty much exactly like if you make a bitter almond cake, or the smell is pretty much exactly the smell of the famous Italian liquor amaretto, which is made from bitter almonds. So quite interesting flowers. Not only that they flower in autumn, I guess maybe this hairy stuff could be some sort of frost or moisture protection. Well, not only that they flower in autumn, they also smell exactly like amaretto. It's like bitter almonds with some sweet note in them. Yeah, very interesting flowers, only flowering at the wrong time of year for our well, more or less harsh winters. That's so sad. I wonder, this year we had a very good Loquat harvest. We had the best Loquat harvest ever in Germany. Actually, we had the first real Loquat harvest where you could consider Loquat a successful fruit tree. Despite being cultivated here for decades, this year was the best, the only real Loquat harvest for most Loquat trees. I wonder if the next winter will be just as mild, and if we are gonna get a Loquat harvest which is just as good as the last one. So folks, those were the November flowers of some Loquat shrubs in Germany. The main reason why we have so much trouble with the fruit is that the flowers are here in November. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the parks and gardens of Germany and soon of the Canary Islands. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.